In here, they're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Miami Dolphins.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. '54's Mike. '54's Mike. Check. Hey, alert, alert. I got it. Shift, shift. Check 24. Check 24. Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Hey, hey. Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Hey, hey, hey.
Now Rosen on first down. He'll have a first down past the 40. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. 20. A huge play there right off the bat. 61 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Rush in.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And now it's Rosen looking. They'll set up the screen to Balaj. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Kill, kill, kill.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Drop deep, drop deep.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
They run, Cook, and he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Cousins now. Open here, Adam Thielen.
PS.
Worked it across midfield inside the 45. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the 41, Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And the Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. That's
We're scoreless after 1.
With no score.
Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Cousins. 4 yards on the dump off at 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. They go play action. Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen there to make the grab as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rosen. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Daniil Hunter. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rosen. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. To throw again on 2nd down, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. The quick slant caught. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll run for it with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Throwing middle, and it's complete. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kalen Ballage, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 76 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. He's going to rifle one deep left, and he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Cook. A gain of 3, second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On second down now, it's Cook. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
That's a gain of 6.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
And some room to roam now. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 42 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter. Not
only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there for the Dolphins. 55 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Kalen Balaj. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
And goal to go.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook, and he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook taking it in. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Rosen will throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Come on, Shift! Watch the shift!
To throw is Rosen. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Anderson Dejo. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Shifts by him. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.